The newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. Senate Minority Leader Coco Pimentel has allowed in principle to let President Bongbong Marcos keep his confidential funds. The Office of the President is asking for 4.5 billion pesos to be split equally between confidential and intelligence funds. Pimentel said he will allow the President to retain the 2.25 billion pesos for confidential funds, but he will still push for the realignment of Marcos Jr.'s budget for intelligence. Pimentel argued that the Office of the President has no direct mandate on intelligence gathering or law enforcement work. Meanwhile, the Education Department's proposed budget for 2023 has hurdled the Senate plenary. Camille Samonte with the details.
The Senate has approved the proposed 2023 budget of the Education Department amounting to over 667 billion pesos. This includes 150 million pesos for confidential funds. Vice President and concurrent DepEd Secretary Sara Duterte was present at the budget deliberation. For her part, Minority Senator Risa Hontiveros pushed for the realignment of the confidential funds.
I hope that our colleagues in the Senate will share the view that there are no extraordinarily compelling reasons to provide a confidential fund to the education agency.
Senator Pia Cayetano, who was defending the budget, said Duterte will let Congress decide on the funding.
I brought this to the attention of the body in caucus for the body to determine what it would like to do with the confidential funds. And there were a number of proposals on the table, so that remains for us as a body to determine, Your Honor.
Meanwhile, the special education program now has a proposed 581 million peso allocation for next year. Recall that DepEd was under fire for initially not allocating budget for SPED. Cayetano said the agency realigned its budget for the program, but it was not sourced from the confidential fund.
For the
Madam
record,
Chair.
for our colleagues, Mr. President, karamihan ng realignment, if not all, came from the flexible learning, no? Because at the time we passed that budget for 2022, we had to prepare for the pandemic.
Around 96 million pesos will be used to convert SPED centers into inclusive resource centers. These will provide support services to all types of marginalized and disadvantaged learners. For News 5, Camille Samonte, we are One News.
And 5 people died in Navotas after a fire broke out in Barangay Bagong Bayan North. Here's the report.
Thick smoke was seen coming from burning houses in Barangay Bagong Bayan North, Navotas City. Authorities say that damaged electricity lines started the fire on Monday afternoon.
Yun daw poste, nag-aapoy. Nag-apoy na lang. Tapos bigla na lang nagpumingit yung hangin. Pumunta na rin sa bahay ko. Ayun, tapos nagtuloy-tuloy na siya.
The houses were also built from light materials, causing the fire to spread easily, reaching a nearby barangay. Firefighters quickly went to the area, but a lack of water supply and fire hydrants delayed their response.
Siyempre, sa lubong yung mga tao, nagtatakbuhan yung mga tao, hindi kagad tayo makapag-maneuverin sa trabaho, sa firefighting. Then pangalawa ho, yung isa sa, dahil talaga, yung tubig, napakahina yung tubig. Yun yung mga isa sa mga nagpabagal at nagpatagal sa trabaho natin.
The fire reached the 5th alarm and 5 residents were reported dead.
Natutulog yung 5 magkakaiba naman sila ng bahay, natutulog. Kwarto-kwarto, ganun. Bahay yun, kaya lang nasa loob sila.
Among the residents who lost their home was Georgina, who also got injured after rushing out of her house.
Nadapa pa ako, tatapak-tapakan ako ng tao. Natataranta kasi ako. Kasi pagkadapa kong ganun, buti binangon ako agad.
It took firefighters 5 hours to put out the fire, which was declared out past 9 p.m. on Monday. Over 300 families were affected and are now staying in evacuation centers in Navotas City. For News 5, Justine Punsalang. We are One News.
We're gonna pause for a quick break, but we will be back with more stories after that. Keep it here on One News. This is still One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. Gilas Pilipinas' last two games in the FIBA World Cup Asian qualifiers will be played in the Philippine Arena. Gilas will be playing Lebanon and Jordan in the sixth and final window of the qualifiers in February of next year. Next year's FIBA World Cup games will be played at the Philippine Arena, the Mall of Asia Arena, and the Smart Araneta Coliseum.
Yung po tatlong venue na yun, ang lalaruan sa World Cup. No? So, hanggat maaari, ilalaruan na natin na parang nag-OOJT na rin yung local organizing committee natin.
Let's now take a quick look at today's other top stories. Persons of interest in the killing of Percy Lapid have been summoned to the preliminary investigation on November 23. State prosecutors delivered subpoenas to the last known address of suspended Bucor Chief Gerald Bantag in Caloocan and to the residence of Bucor Security Officer Ricardo Zulueta in Pandi, Bulacan. Cambodia's Prime Minister Hun Sen has tested positive for COVID-19 shortly after the recently concluded ASEAN Summit. Prime Minister Hun Sen met with several world leaders, including President Bongbong Marcos. Malacanang said the president has already gotten tested for the coronavirus. And Dr. Eric Tayag has been appointed as Undersecretary of the Department of Health. Before this, Tayag served as DOH spokesperson and director of the agency's Knowledge Management and Information Service. Tayag is known for promoting DOH campaigns through dances. And for more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News Live anytime, anywhere. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.